Okay, very good. That's your response to the situation of competition analysis. Very nice. Okay. Let's go to situation two. Anyone on situation two? So you're on the board of a company as a director, and what financial factors will you take into account to assign value to this business? So, what factors would you uh, assign for the purpose of assigning value to this business? All of you.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Regulatory compliance, payment of
Compliance. Okay, good.
payment of liabilities, payment of liabilities,
Mm-hmm.
debt coverage ratio,
Mm-hmm.
uh, corporate governance,
Corporate governance. Yes, very good. Very good indeed. What else?
uh, products
Products.
in which the company is dealing, and the new innovative ideas of the company, the future plans of the company.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very good. Very good. Yeah, yeah, sure. Okay, very nice. Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay, let's go to situation three. So you have set up a subsidiary in China, investing $500 million, and you have appointed a board, of course, and you also have appointed a CEO. Sitting here in India, what kind of information you would like to have on the performance of this business so as to ensure that your money is safe and secure? And not only safe and secure, but it is also giving you the necessary return, the required rate of return that you anticipate from this business. So what?
Firstly, we'll obtain the MIS, which will comprise the cash flows.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Yes, cash flow.
Between the countries, India and China.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Investment.
Investment.
Again, return on investment and return on
Very good. So again,
related laws in China.
say it again, please.
Related laws in China. Legal
Okay.
laws.
So you will also like to know the related laws in China. All right. Of course. Of course. Yes. And somebody said return on equity. Of course, return on equity as well. All right. So let's go to situation number four. You are there on the board of a company as an independent director. So, as an independent director, please remember, as an independent director, your responsibilities are much more than rest of the directors, because the whole objective of section 149 and 150 in the Companies Act, by introducing independent director, is to ensure that these independent directors are not only able to perform the routine functions that would be performed by rest of the board members, but the independent director will also have to ensure that the rest of the directors also do their job well. So if you are on the board of a company as an independent director, what kind of financial details you would expect to receive from the company so as to be able to perform your job of independent director very effectively? Yeah, okay.
Sir, I think all the above what we have discussed.
Very good. So,
Key ratio analysis.
key ratio analysis, all the above, key ratio analysis. Okay, what else? Okay, let's go to situation number five. So, you want to get a general idea as to what kind of valuation the company which you are evaluating should receive. So now, let's say you are already a valuation professional, you are already qualified, registered valuation professional, uh, giving your valuation services to your clients. Now, here is an assignment that has come on your way, and you are working on this assignment. Now, to arrive at what kind of value this assignment, this company should get, what are the factors that you will take into account? What are the factors that you will take into account?
Company's valuation.
Company's valuation, okay. Uh-huh.
The business model,
The business model.
Information, revenue model, cash inflows,
Mm-hmm. Revenue model, cash inflows. Yes, of course. What else?
associated risks and liabilities.
Associated risks and liabilities. Very good. So let's go to situation number 6. Now, Mr. X is having some surplus money with him, and he would like to invest this money into some companies on a long-term basis. So he's not a day trader, or he's he's a long-term investor. So obviously, he would like to pick up some good companies where he can invest his money for a long term. So and he is approaching you to advise him. Now, what are the factors that you would take into account for identifying companies which are worth investing from the long term perspective? So what would be your advice, or what are the factors that you will take into account before you could identify any such company?
Management.
Management,
Policy.
policy. Mm-hmm. Okay, management, policy,
Dividend policy.
dividend policy. Very good, very good indeed, very good indeed. Okay, and now let's finally go to the situation.
Performance of the company.
Past performance of the company also, that's a good point, but the bigger point here is when you want to look at the past performance. Now, what are the things that you would look at so as to convince yourself as to this company's past performance is good? So basically you will need to pick up certain metrics, isn't it? So what are those things that you will pick up so as to be sure that the past performance of this business has been good?
Corporate governance, first of all.
Corporate governance. Okay.
Market share.
Market share. Yes, of course, market share.
Supply chain.
Supply chain. Okay, good.
The growth in the sales.
Growth in the sales. Yes, of course, growth in the sales. Very good. Very good.
Investor friendly that company is.
How investor friendly that company is, indeed, no doubt about it, because a company has to be investor friendly. Okay, let's come to situation number 7. Now here, this is a different situation altogether. So the company wishes to put in place a mechanism to carry out financial risk and stability analysis of vendor. So all these big companies, be it Tata Steel, Tata Motors, ArcelorMittal, ArcelorMittal Steel, or Hindustan Unilever, or Maruti, or Hero, all these companies heavily bank on their suppliers, and the dependence on the supplier is so much that in case if a supplier fails to deliver the supplies for whatever reason, then the company's own production plans also go for a 6. And therefore, this company is requesting you to advise them as to what are the factors they must consider while evaluating financial stability of their vendors. तो ये कंपनी को, ये जो कंपनी है जिसने आपको अप्रोच किया है, that company wants to do the vendor analysis. And when I say vendor analysis, that means they want to put in a system in place whereby they are sure of the financial stability of their vendors. So for evaluating financial stability of the vendors, what factors in your view the company should take into account? कैसे मालूम पड़ेगा कि ये वेंडर की फाइनेंशियल स्टेबिलिटी स्ट्रांग है?
Operating cash flows.
Operating cash flow, yes, of course, very good, very good. What else?
Capital structure.
Capital structure.
And debt servicing.
Okay, capital structure, debt and debt servicing. Yeah, okay. What else?
Debtor coverage ratio.
Compliances.
Compliances.
Institutional.
Okay. Okay. 2 more points.
Debtor and creditor coverage ratio.
Okay. Debtor and future coverage ratio.
Creditor.
Creditors. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, debtors and creditors coverage ratio. Very good. Excellent. Now, friends, I am sure all of you must have realized that these situations, these 7 situations that you have in front of you, now these situations are different from each other. But the responses which are coming out from every one of us with regard to these 7 situations are more or less same or on the similar lines. And it means what? It means if we have to evaluate, if all of us have to evaluate these situations or any situations of this kind, the summary is that for finding out or analyzing the financial analysis of a company, basically what we need to look at 7 different things. 7 different things, and let us understand as to what those 7 things are.